Is it a good time to buy a home? Is it a good time to sell a home? Where are the deals at right now in the real estate market? What's going to happen in the 6 to 12 months in the real estate market? My name is Alfonso Rodriguez. I'm licensed in real estate and mortgage, and I'm going to go over each one of those questions and how it relates to the Central Texas real estate market and give you my professional opinion. So as I'm shooting this video right now, it's October 31st, 2022, and I'm gonna answer these questions and give you my professional opinion based on my experiences of being out in the market, talking to buyers and sellers, talking to builders, and kind of just looking at the statistics in my market area. Now, as things progress, as times change, the situation is going to change. I'm going to give you an update and shoot a video. So if you're watching this video like 3 or 4 months after October 2022, then you might want to look out for a future update. I also want to invite you, the viewer, to leave in the comments below if there's any questions that you would like for me to make a video on. Any thoughts or comments on anything that I say in this video, please leave it down in the comments and I'll respond to it. Okay, so is it a good time to buy a home in October 2022? And the answer to that, from my professional opinion, is what's your current situation? Are you currently renting? Do you currently own a home? Or are you moving to the area? And while with everything going on with interest rates and real estate prices, you kind of have to look at where are the deals at in values right now in real estate. And so if you're currently renting, rents are going up, and you have a lease that's ending sometime soon, then I'd say yes. It's a good idea to at least look at what buying a house all encompasses and entails and to see if it makes sense for you. If you currently own a home, and you have a sub 4% mortgage, then I'd say no, it's a horrible time for you to buy a house. If you're moving to the area and you're familiar, you know which area you want to be in, then I say yes, it's better than renting for a year. It's better, buying a house, it would be better than renting for a year if you're already familiar with the area and know where you want to be. So where are the deals at right now? And in my professional opinion, it is going to be with the builders and the new homes and not in the used resale market. I'm going to tell you why. Builders right now have to sell homes. Home sellers, about 50% of them don't have to sell. They would like to sell, and they can always just pull their house off the market if they don't get the price that they want. But when builders are building homes and they have a completed home, they have to sell it. It's a business for them, and they can't just have a house vacant, or they can't just decide not to sell a home. So they're getting pretty aggressive on the pricing and incentives that they're offering to buy one of their new homes. And right now, when you consider what's going on in interest with the mortgage world and all that stuff, the market rate's somewhere right now between 6.5%, 7%, probably a little bit higher than that. You know, the feds are expected to raise rates again in November, which is next month. And so builders are very keen to that. They're kind of ahead of the curve on what's going on and how to get homes sold. So they're offering some pretty amazing incentives. Not all builders, but most builders are offering some pretty good incentives where you can still get a mortgage in the 4-5% range, in addition to deep price cuts that they've already gone through. And so when I look at it, when I look at what's in the resale used home market versus what's being sold from the builders, and I'm looking at comparables as far as square footage, bedrooms, and all that stuff, prices are on average less with a home builder than they are in a resale market. And on top of that, builders, not all builders, but some builders that I know of are taking offers on their house, which means that whatever the price that they're asking, they could probably sell it for less. So when you think about how the real estate market goes, it's a cycle. Whereas the spring and summer months is where you get the most activity, and the fall and winter months is where there's not as many people out there looking for homes. So with that in mind, there's a lot of inventory out there in the used and new home market, and builders want to get homes sold, especially before the end of the year. So if right now in October 2022, you're thinking about it and the timing lines up, I'd say give me a call, 512-809-0091, or leave a comment below. I'll get in contact with you to see if it makes sense. I've been seeing a lot of really good deals and opportunities out there, especially for first-time home buyers to get into one of these new homes. If you have a home and need to upgrade or downgrade, just because you need the space or you need less space, but you have a mortgage that's lower than 4% or even in the 4% range, you may want to stay put, because if you go out and buy a used home, you're going to be stuck either buying down your mortgage with a bunch of points or with a 6 or 7% mortgage rate, which is going to actually lower your purchasing power. But if you're around that 4 or 5% mortgage rate, then it might make sense for you to cash in whatever equity that you do have and roll it into the upgraded home or downgraded home, whatever it is that you want. Otherwise, what I'm seeing most people who own homes that are kind of thinking about it, just putting it off until inventory levels kind of tighten up, things start to stabilize, and mortgage rates stabilize as well. It may even go down a little bit. And if you're moving to the area, if you're not familiar with the area, you don't know where you want to be, well, you got two options. You can rent for a year, which a lot of people do, or you can take time to kind of discover the area, take a week. I offer that service to people who are looking to do that, to see which area aligns the best with you and your lifestyle and the way you want to live and where you want to live. And then see what opportunities are there in the used and new home market. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I think brand new homes right now are going to be where the best values are at. But ultimately, it's you in making the decision. So it's not really kind of a cut and dry question. I mean, there's a lot of negative news out there, people giving their opinions and stuff like that. And I'm just sharing my opinion based on what I see here in the Central Texas real estate market, which includes Austin and all the surrounding areas. Is it a good time to sell a home? Well, I kind of touched on this earlier, but let's look at what it looks like right now to sell a house. So right now in October 2022, this is considered the off-peak season in real estate, which means that there are not a lot of people out there looking to buy homes. So with that in mind, homes are staying on market longer than usual. And we just had, ever since February of this year, a very steep increase in interest rates. So one of the things I always ask people who are looking to sell or thinking about selling is, what is the plan for your next home? Are you going to rent, or are you going to look to buy? Renting, I'm kind of biased on that, and I think it's not a good idea unless the situation kind of demands for that. But most people who sell their house want to get into a house that they're going to own. And when you think about that, you're going to have to get a new mortgage. You just can't transfer the mortgage that you have over to the next house. And so if your mortgage right now, you refinanced into those low 2-3% range, then you're probably going to want to stay put until interest rates kind of come back down or price comes down even further to kind of level off. And but if you have to sell, say for example, you're getting a job move, or you're moving close to the family or whatever, you just can't live in your house anymore, you need to sell it, well then it's very important to develop a plan of action and set your expectation on the results that you're going to be getting. So I offer that service for free. You give me a call, 512-809-0091. We can look at what the market looks like for you right now, develop a timeline that makes sense, and to optimize the amount of money that you can get for your home, while going over all the details that I provide as a service to maximize the presentation value of your house, and how I go out there and advertise it to get it in front of people and ahead of the competition in your area. So is it a good time to sell a house? It's up to you, depending on your situation. Give me a call if you have any questions, 512-809-0091. So where are the deals at right now in real estate, October 2022? Like I mentioned before, I think the best deals and values right now are in the new home market with the builders, because they have tons of inventory right now available to sell. That'll be done here in the next 2 to 3 months. And they're offering some pretty great incentives when it comes to the mortgages, the mortgage rate that they're offering with their preferred lender, closing costs being paid, or even flex cash to reduce the price, or use that to buy down your interest rate even more. So every builder operates a little bit different. And one of the things I've gotten really good at recently, or one of the things I've gotten good at, is being able to effectively compare builders against each other in the areas you want to be, not with just their incentives that they're offering, but also with the tax rate, the community, and distance to where you want to be. So that way we can really narrow down, and floor plan and features of the houses too, which is important. So we can really narrow down which builders to stick with, which communities to stick with, and who's going to offer you the best deal, and maybe even kind of play them off each other, where we can make offers on the house and say, hey, this builder is offering this, can you match or do better? I've had success recently being able to do that for my clients, and if you want to learn more about that, give me a call, 512-809-0091. Otherwise, if buying a used home is something that you're absolutely stuck on and want to do, well, then there's opportunities there too. There's homes that have been sitting on the market for 3+ weeks, and those people who have their home on the market that long probably need to sell their home. So there could be some negotiation there on some of the different topics like furniture, appliances, seller credit to help you pay your closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Just really depends on the scenario, and we could compare both. So once again, you could call me, 512-809-0091. All right, so what's gonna happen in the next 6 to 12 months in real estate? So here's my professional opinion on what I see that's been going on over the past few months, and what I think is gonna happen in the next coming few months. So as right now, there's an excess of inventory on the new and used home market. And as those homes get worked through, sellers pull their homes off the market because they're not able to get the price that they want. And as builders sell through the inventory that they have, things are kind of going to stabilize. And I think that'll happen right around the spring, summertime of 2023 next year. And then we'll kind of go back to a more traditional style real estate market where prices stabilize. Interest rates by that time should have stabilized and maybe even come down a little bit. And then, who knows from that point on. I think the best deals that are going to be had are going to be between now and the end of the year, possibly early next year. But once inventory dries up and we go back to a more traditional style real estate market, and interest rates stop going up and they start leveling off and maybe even coming down, then we'll kind of see price stability and more, like I said, more of a traditional style inventory demand structure in real estate where it's not so crazy. So that's my prediction. I could be wrong, but leave a comment down below of what your thoughts are on anything that I said today in this video. If there's anything specifically that you want me to address, answer, make a video on, go ahead and leave that comment down below. If you want personalized planning, service, advice, feel free to give me a call directly at 512-809-0091. Thank you so much for your time on watching this video, and I look forward to hearing from you.